Hey there, it's Sambro, and today this is my BornAgain 2.0 starter guide. So we are going to quickly start with the thread overview because there is 3 different ways of playing a character. Firstly, we're going to start off with the threaded discovery. So this is a great way, which I would highly advise if you are first starting playing this game to run, because you don't have your character deleted if you die. This game is a permadeath game. If you do die when you're playing the full base game, you do lose your character, but it is something that I highly recommend that you do step into once you're ready. So I would use green thread as a way to learn the game, learn the bosses, and then when you feel that you are ready and you're not dying during encounters, then you would move to the red thread, because you can only wear up to rare quality of gear items, which means that you are still quite limited, whereas you can wear up to exalted, and there are many different paths such as exalted, ancestral and mythic items that you can equip as a red thread. As an Iron Man, it is, as I just stated, it is an Iron Man form gameplay, so there is no trading with other players, so you can't get, say, a bow and then trade it for a warrior, which again I will go through the different classes in a second. But if you've ever played old school RuneScape or World of Warcraft self-made, it's a similar style, so no trading, but you can deposit in the bank if you do get spares that your character class can't use. And once again, it is permadeath, so if you do die, your character and all your stuff is just gone. But that is the appeal of this game. This is the fun side. Cool, so today we're just going to get started. So there are 8 different classes that you can pick from, ranging from warrior, assassin, monk, nomad, which is an archer, a samurai, a Shaolin, who uses his fists, and a bastion, which is a tank class, and a shinobi, which is more of an assassin support class. Really fun actually. But if you are first starting off, I would recommend everyone go for warrior. They've got great defense, they do great damage, they've got great utility, and it's just a great way to learn the game overall. So let's just jump straight into it. Cool. So when you have done the tutorial, you will spawn in the starter town. This can be a little bit confusing because it's not like your most standard MMOs where you essentially sell your extra gear that you get. Any common items, to be honest, I would recommend dropping, and eventually when you build a form of economy, which once again I will go through, you'll probably just be dropping your uncommon once you've started upgrading. So first of all, we're going to come over to the bank. There is a little sign here to tell us that it is the bank, of course. Here you can store items in between characters, so as warrior I can come in and grab all the extra gear that I need and just equip my character straight out from the rip, which we are going to quickly do because I am already progressed within this character. So we're just going to grab some basic stuff out for now. Cool. And that is the bank explained. At first you will only have one row, but there are ways such as honor that you can buy more, or in-game currency, which is purchased with real life money. Once again, I will get into in-game currencies later in the video. Up here we have the in-game shop. I wouldn't recommend actually buying anything from this. I don't know what this is here. Maybe some veteran player can tell me why this here, but I know that this did have some form of purpose, but in 2.0 you just don't need to worry about it anymore. This is for the head slots. So once again, this is how they do the cosmetics and in-game currency. This is one of the reasons why I really enjoy this game, because it's not really pay to win at all. When I say not pay to win, it's just not pay to win. It's just cosmetics. So, which I really appreciate games like this, because if you do really enjoy the game, you want to support it, and I've already supported it because I really do enjoy this game. But here you do have the wardrobe, so you can find head slots from bosses within the world, and if you want, you can come and save them. So as you can see, some of these are saved. Something like this where events will come along, you can actually buy quests for in-game currency. Once again, there's not normally any quests for you to do outside of cosmetic quests where you get to keep, but them quests are bought with real life money using medallions. Pets are also a system in this game, so sometimes you may get extremely lucky and get a pet. These are absolutely awesome. The only one I have saved at the moment is the snake, but I have a few in my collection that I will eventually save, actually, just because I actually really do like them. So we're just going to carry on. This is going to be the final stop in the town. Here you can buy things like ancestral weapons for honor. Once again, this is something that you'll start to accumulate as you kill just bosses, and if you die, that is straight up converted into more. Here you can sacrifice your character. So what some players will do, they will just build a character for farming up the honor, and then they will go ahead and sacrifice it so they can buy ancestral bits of gear, which is only purchased with honor, which once again comes from killing bosses, and then eventually you can die and that will convert it, which is why some characters come and sacrifice their characters just for honor. And here you can, if you are a green thread and you think that you would like to convert your green thread into a red thread, you can do it with Yuri here. Now that we've gone through the main hub, you know where everything is. Everything's pretty self-explanatory. Unfortunately, when you first get here, there's not really an indication, and it can be quite confusing. Once again, because we've got some gear here, I'm just going to go ahead and drop the old stuff. And once again, when we're in the overworld and we are getting these upgrades, we're just going to drop our old ones. Sometimes we're going to want to keep rares as spares, just in case we do die when we're at the point of running red threads. And then once again, you'll also do the same with mythicals, and once again, I'll go through that in the tips and tricks right at the end. So before we do get started in the overworld, I'm just going to go over some basic controls. So if we go down to the setting tabs here, we've got a range of different options. When you first start, you may start in LERP. One thing that I do recommend, because it will help you massively, is change this to fixed. It will help you stop losing your character, particularly when there's a lot of things going on during boss fights. Everything's very confusing. I used to lose my character a lot until someone told me to change my camera follow style to fixed. Cool. So here on PC, I can adjust my different cursors. And down here you can change the visibility of let me rephrase that, sorry. You can change the visibility of characters in the area, so other players, particularly helpful when you are fighting bosses. It's just easier to identify your own character a lot more easily instead of getting lost once again, because there is generally a lot going on, particularly in some of the tier 3 and overlord fights, once again we'll go into. In terms of world scale, you will start off small as well. It's very zoomed in. I would recommend going to large because you can see more. Once again, very helpful. So instead of normal, go large. You can see more on the map. It's a lot more helpful. But let's jump into the overworld. So depending on if there's quite a lot of players here, more gates will spawn, but for now it's quite early in the morning, so there's around 18 people in the gate. Just gonna jump straight in. So this is where you will first appear. Here is the map to the overworld. At first, this will actually be grayed out and you will need to go around and discover the different places. But now I will quickly cover the sections. So this is classed as a tier 1 map. As we can see, we've already can see an overworld boss, and we can go ahead with other players and go and join them and go and kill it, contribute 100% to the kill, and we'll go, but once again I will show you how to kill bosses in a second, and also spawn them as well. So there is a way to spawn these bosses. Down here is obviously a tier 1 area. We've got a boss here, we've got a tier 1 boss here, we've got a transport here, we've got a transport here. There's another tier 1 area here, which then here is another tier 1 area, which then moves into tier 2 up here. So bamboo forest, this is tier 1. Around here, tier 1, tier 1. Into the jungle, we now move into tier 2 area. Bamboo forest, fighting pit, these are all tier 2's area. Bone hollow, tier 2. The hideout over here is also tier 2, and we've got another tier 2 area over here. And then eventually we're going to move on to tier 3 areas. So we've got a tier 3 area over here, which is the volcanic area. We've got another tier 3 islands over here, and then up in the north we've got another tier 3 area. So to start off right off the rip, we're going to go ahead and spawn up a boss, and I'm just going to show you a quick boss fight here. These are currently the events going on at the moment. Depending on when you watch the video, there may be some other events going on, but I'm not going to kill it. Here we go, we've already got, if you've just started, this would be an upgrade for you. But we're going to just go ahead and kill our first boss here. So this is the giant gloop. We need to make sure that we're contributing 100% to the kill, which we have done now, and now we are guaranteed to get a drop from the boss. We can still get drops if we are below 100%, but obviously we do want to be at 100% because then it guarantees us a chest. We have gone ahead and got a common spirit. I will quickly explain the common spirits, and we also got power, so we got an ability. This is actually improvement, so we're going to go ahead and equip that, and that's how our ability works. Awesome. So in terms of the spirits, each time we kill NPCs within the game or bosses, bosses will also drop us some essence, which you can either quickly use to maybe level up another character, or once again increase our spirit gauge, which we can use to spend on blessings. So we need around 10 total spirits. At the moment we're at 0. We're almost at 1 now. When we get to 1,000, and then we can go ahead and I'll show you how the blessing system works. Sorry, let me go ahead. And we'll go ahead and we'll explain how the blessing system works after this. So let's go ahead and we're just going to farm up 10 blessings very quickly. Because of our gear, we're just making light work of these bosses. Once again, another spirit there. We're up to 2 now. Just keep going. And yeah, once again, I'll check back in once we're at 10. So in each area where there has a potential for a boss to spawn, each camp essentially has a boss that mini minions that I can go around and kill, and they're almost like the captains of the camp. Kill these and they will go ahead and spawn up the boss in the area for you, like so. We're going to make really quick work of this boss just because of the gear that we are in. We are using a mythic sword with some rare boots, rare chests, and a rare neck. We're going to go ahead and grab some food here just in case I do need it. These little boxes are where you find food throughout the map. And there we go. We've got 12 spirits, so can finally show you how the blessing system works. Oh, we are just going to kill this boss really quick though. Let me quickly. Hopefully I can get a rare and just show you what the rares are like. Once again, I wouldn't recommend you play this recklessly. I'm getting hit by a lot of things here, but I am in overgear. Oh, here we go. We got our first rare. So there we go. We got a Pogger Beast Blade for the Assassin class. So we could actually depot that in the bank and save that for another character in another playthrough. And that's how we build up our economy. And so here you will get a choice of 3 different blessings. As you first start out, you could maybe speak to other players on how to get an idea on which blessings to take for different classes. But there are some very good ones which I'm about to highlight. So one that I would highly recommend on most builds is Panda. Yak is also a very good one. I wouldn't say Crab is great unless you're a very long range class and you don't get hit a lot. Blessing of the Snake is situational, I feel. Blessing of the Monkey, absolutely amazing. It gives you 2 boots cooldown, but decreases the cooldown by 20%. Sorry, increases your cooldown by 20%, so it takes 20% longer for you to get your cooldowns back. Blessing of the Rabbit is also a very good skill because it gives you speedy 2, very good for just dodging around bosses and repositioning. Blessing of the Toad is probably one that I do recommend as well. When bosses die, they have a lot of HP, so because you get a boss spawned as I'm trying to explain it, so let me go ahead and just take this man out. I think it's actually a female. I do apologize. Right, sorry about that, after I was rudely interrupted. So I wouldn't recommend Elephant either. It's not too great either. Yeah, just not one that I would recommend. Blessing of the Hippo is a good one to synergize with Crab if you're not being hit a lot, and just a great way just to get some extra healing. But once again, you do have to wait that initial 8 seconds before you start regening the 30 heal, and then you start regening every 4 seconds, providing that you're not hit. Blessing of the Ram is another really good one. It's just great overall for certain classes. Once again, depending on your class, you may want to take it or not. Blessing of the Fox, once again, situational because it's only when things perish, so maybe good for good if you want to just farm NPCs rather than bosses for Onum. Blessing of the Mantis, really good. It's true damage, so if a boss has high defense, you obviously penetrate through their defense by 5%. Blessing of the Boar, so certain bosses may have mechanics where they can either stun or daze you, or NPCs may have the same effect. It just gives you a bit of armor, just makes you a little bit tanky. Same as Gorilla, but in this case it's rooted and slowed. Blessing of the Bull is very situational, and I would only recommend good players to take it because they will utilise it the most, but it's just a little bit more damage every time they proc a form of Speedy 2, which can either be done by certain items, or in this case you would get the effect from Rabbit, so synergizes very well. Blessing of the Dragon increases your critical strike, so on certain procs, if you do hit a critical strike, which will obviously do 100% double damage, you will also proc off two fireballs that may hit the boss. Blessing of the Tiger will give you 2 weapon charge cooldowns, but once again, same as the Monkey and Ram, it increases your cooldown by 20. But the same as the Ram, it increases your cooldowns by 20 per second. And once again, Blessing of the Lion is very situational. Below 50% health, you get Empower for 5 seconds and Speedy 2 for 5 seconds. It is very scary playing with this though, so I wouldn't recommend really sitting below 50% health most of the time. But let's go ahead and select my first one. Let's see what we get on a random one. So I don't want Lion, I don't want Toad I could take, maybe because I'm just farming for now, I'm gonna take Toad. Here is the social tab, so here you can see nearby players, you can expect them, see what kind of gear, what blessings they're using, and you can also trade with other players too. Here is your friend list and your ignore list. Next we have the world map, so when you're in the overworld, this is how you would open your map and just check where you're going. For me, the teleport button is under your keybinds. Mine is completely changed, so these will be default. I would recommend going to change these to your preference. Next, we're going to go through the gem system. So here from tier 2 bosses upwards, you have a chance to get gems, and with these gems you can have base stats. So I'll quickly go into the bank and go through gems with you quickly. This is where you'll essentially build your stats though, so you can get anything from weapon cooldown to bollocks, which completely mitigate any projectiles, which is really good block chance. Critical strike, boots cooldown, more defensives, ability damage, and more true strike damage or more crit. Each class has different paths though that you can take, and then each gem offers different stats as well. So green is regen, HP regen, blue is movement speed, yellow is attack speed, orange is health points, red is strength, so how hard you hit, and defense is your defense stat. Here you can have your stats overview, so you can see your HP, your defense, your attack speed, your speed. In terms of your speed, most bosses I'd say requires around 70. So that is my general tip to you. 70, depending on the boss as well. Sometimes you want more HP and go from there. I'm going to quickly explain Overlords. So Overlords is a separate mechanic within the game where we are essentially fighting the end game bosses. So in each tier 3 area, when you defeat a boss, it increases the progress bar here in the top left. And once that hits 100, once the bar is full, it will go ahead and spawn a gate randomly within the map. We will go ahead and players will flock to it, we'll destroy the gate, and then we can enter the Overlord's lair and fight the Overlords. But I'm just going to go ahead now and just hopefully get some footage of me killing these bosses. So I actually thought I'd go ahead and save this section for right at the end because it is going into obviously the in-game currency. I went through in terms of how cosmetics and the in-game currency works. So I'm just going to go through the currency now. So it's offered in a few different bundle packs. Obviously, as you go up, you get bonus for going into more. Unfortunately, there's not any supporter codes yet, but maybe if we still keep going, maybe we get a chance to be a part of that. But when you first start off, you are offered a couple of bundles, which is obviously a great way to start the game, but you could say that it's on the borderline of being paid for convenience. However, you can earn all of these in-game, minus the cosmetics. So you can go ahead and buy 2 starter classes, which includes 2 character slots, which you will need to buy with honor, a monk class, assassin class. Here you can buy another 3 character slots here. Once again, if you want more characters, you can just farm up honor and also buy it with honor, but the more characters you buy, the more honor it costs. The same with currency, the more character slots you spend with honor, the more it will increase. The same with bank slots as well. And I have gone ahead and just bought this one as well, which already included all classes. But to be honest, I'm actually very happy to support the game on the fact that it's not actually that pay to win. It's more pay for convenience, but everything can be earned in-game, which I really like. Here at the moment, because it is the Valentine's Day, this is the in-game currency shop. Here you can go ahead and buy a small backpack for honor, but the large backpack unfortunately does cost in-game currency. But if you do die, you do lose it. One thing to note though with the backpacks at the moment, if you do buy the small backpack and you go to increase to the large backpack, you won't get the small backpack back. That was a bit of a tongue twister, but yeah, you won't get the small backpack back. Hopefully this is changed in the future. I'm not really a fan of this, at least if I did want to upgrade. I felt comfortable on a character and upgrade to the larger back because it is great for carrying extra food. Being able to carry more food to quickly swap in, or even just extra amulet swaps for defense, such as 50% burning, which is great for the tier 3 lava area and certain bosses that may do burning, or in this case I like the 5% critical, or I take the 100% when there's bleed around actually. So that's actually a part going into some of my tips and tricks. At the moment, because it is Valentine's, here I mentioned about the quests in terms of the cosmetics. So if you buy these quests, rather than paying 750 medallions to get in the wardrobe, if you find it in the overworld, because you can actually kill the minions at the moment and get a drop, and you can save it in your wardrobe, or you can actually just come over here and buy a quest, kill some mobs in the overworld, kill 2 overlords, and then you get this as a permanent unlock. The cool thing with the quest as well is if you buy it on this character, you instantly remake another one after you die. The quest does actually carry over as well. And I would say that's about it for the 2.0 starter guide. One thing to keep an eye out is the developers are meant to be dropping a roadmap soon, and I think they have been teasing towards some in-game dungeons. So I think now they've got the base game of 2.0 foundations laid out, which is where I've first discovered this game. It looks like they're really ready to start knocking out some content for the player base, because apparently there was a bit of content hiatus for the past year while they worked on 2.0 and the actual complete rework of the game. But it's absolutely awesome. If you do see me in game, I do play on both EU and East Coast, because that's the 2 worlds that I get the best ping on, but obviously there are Asia and South America worlds available too. But if you do see me in game, make sure that you say hello, and if you are starting out, I may be able to drop you some starter items. Other than that guys, thank you very much for this, and peace out. I'll catch you guys soon.